Good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. So, yeah, it's Thursday. Gosh, what do I? Sorry, I could hear the someone's like riding a motorcycle out there. Let's see. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. I would say that my low was. Listen. It's easy for me to say the weather's been all over the place, but yesterday the weather truly was all over the place. Like, it was hot yesterday, but we also got some remnants of Hurricane Beryl, I think. So, we got a lot of rain, which, you can tell it's summer because if you go outside, normally if you go outside after, a rainy day, you'll see, puddles, right? But depending on what the temperature is outside, the puddle will be significantly smaller. And some puddles, you can clearly tell the puddles were there, but they're almost gone. And then puddles that you know for a fact would be huge are much smaller now. That's how hot the weather's been. Although last night I think I struck a chord in terms of how I sleep. I'd rather not get into the nitty gritty, but it involves, believe it or not, no air conditioning. I know, with how hot it's been. No air conditioning and no windows that are open, that is. Well, I could tell you, but I'm pretty sure I'd probably get censored or something. I'll leave it at that. Let's see, what's my high? What is my high? For sure I would say that my high is, lately I've been watching the second season of My Adventures with Superman, which I'm going to do a full video on when the season's over. Probably about a week after, so everything admittedly, I'll talk about I'll talk about that as I don't get to my act of kindness. My act of kindness was, I emptied the dehumidifier for my dad, emptied and filled the dishwasher for my folks. That's actually about it. Unfortunately, Wednesday again is pretty uneventful. But I got to spend the evening with my dad. That was part of my high. That's another part of my high. But I just talked about My Adventures with Superman Season 2. I don't really want to get into it too much, simply because, again, I am going to be talking about the season in earnest when the season ends in a couple of weeks, because I'm pretty sure they're doing 10 episodes a season. The first season was 10 episodes, and they're on episode 8 of season 2 right now, and there would clearly need to be at least 2 more episodes before the season ends, unless they're either going to end episode. Unfortunately, the way the season is playing out right now, I'm not entirely sure how they're going to end it in 10 episodes, unless they were greenlit to make more episodes for season 2, or they could possibly end this season on the cliffhanger. Personally, I hope it's the former, because I am not a fan of cliffhangers. But I can definitely genuinely tell you, I do like it. Admittedly though, when the season first came out, I just didn't really have the time. I missed it when it first premiered, so I'm I'm never gonna catch up. But I literally spent all Tuesday, not all Tuesday, because 8 episodes back to back to back to back to back to back, back to 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 back is roughly 4 hours, give or take. Well, actually it's more 3, but you can't be you gotta take breaks every now and again. So point is, I spent an entire day watching it, and I love it. If you remember my review of season 1 last year, then you guys would know I'm a big fan of this show. That's the problem with really good shows nowadays. Especially after they have a very good season that was very enjoyable. Unless it's actually a streaming service, it's going to be like over a year, give or take, before you see what happens next. And in the span of a year, I didn't quite forget about my adventures with Superman, but I didn't really think about it that much. I'll say that. I mean, honestly, it's better than what I did for season 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'll get to that. I should do a video about that. Oh my gosh, can I really do a hot take? I mean, here's the thing about me doing hot takes. If you don't know what a hot take is, it's basically, actually, you know what, let me look up the definition so I make sure that I don't get it wrong. But for the most part, a hot take is like a highly controversial opinion, and you're on the side of, like, you're not on the same side everybody else is. That's sort of like I think that's like the long and short of what a hot take is. Sorry, my computer's loading. Give it some time. Unfortunately, the the actual like power cord in my computer, it doesn't work. So this one just enters electricity through it, so it's gonna be kind of slow burn to turn this thing on. Oh, perfect. Okay, let's look up the definition of a hot take. If the computer could actually load. There we go. I wonder if I can make this. I mean, I have thought about doing like a hot take series. Okay, hot take meaning. A piece of commentary typically produced quickly in response to a recent event whose primary purpose is to attract attention. That can't be what it is. Anytime I hear the word hot take, it's always something. Okay. Okay, a quote can produce strongly worded, often deliberately provocative, or a sensational opinion or reaction in response to current news. Okay. Wow, I totally would have gotten that one wrong. I mean, listen, I've seen people do hot takes. It just never occurred to me to like actually look up what the definition is. And, listen, yeah, I do. I mean, listen, it'd be nice to get people to watch more of these videos on YouTube. It's just, I don't really. Now I need to really think this through. I mean, I have hot takes, but nothing that's like actually current. Like, these are just like the things that yeah, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother. No, I'm not gonna bother. Listen, if I want to stir up controversy, I'll do not this. So, oh my gosh, I just realized. Today is 7-Eleven. Oh, dude. Today is 7-Eleven day. Yeah, I think if you like go to 7-Eleven with like the biggest sort of like Slurpee cup you have, you can get yourself a Slurpee. I don't really partake in that sort of thing myself, but I do know that's going to be a thing. You know what would be funny as hell? You know, like in the holiday season, like they'll have like Elf on a shelf. You should get like, if any of you guys are watching this, you should get a guy named Kevin or Devin and put them on top of a 7-Eleven. That way they'll be Kevin or Devin on a 7-Eleven. That'd be funny. Let's see. Again, sorry if this is another day like rambling. There's just nothing going on. I mean, there's no Masked Singer. There's no nothing. I mean, thankfully it is Thursday. Actually, that's not entirely true. Here's the thing. There was a movie I was watching last night that, come to think of it, I do need to do a movies on, but I didn't see it all the way through. Partly because I was at my folks' places, I was watching it, and if I did stay and watch it, it would have been like midnight by the time I finally got to bed. But it is a movie I definitely need to talk about because I'm not going to be able to talk about that tomorrow at all. Not when I'm talking about Hot Ones. I mean, I guess if I have time to talk about it, I will. But for the most part, I don't really quite have the time for it. Oh gosh, I have no idea what to do next. This is insane. Honestly, today really is just more like, I mean, there's going to be some things I'm going to do. I'm going to be going to the that one farmer's market in Corning later this afternoon. That'll be really fun to do. And again, Hot Ones is going to be here. And I'm sure I'm going to be seeing my nephews today. So yeah, I guess, honestly, I'm glad that stuff like this just happens on Thursday. Like, you know what? That's what this video. That should be the lesson of this video. Like, I actually make these videos to teach lessons. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. I've shared some sage advice during these videos before. Like that should be like my wise sage advice. Like, if you really are just make it to Thursday. Just make it to Thursday, and you're already like 90% of the way there to the weekend, or something like that. And that's actually like, I think it's gonna be a good weekend. I mean, I'm gonna be going up to the lake. I'm sure I'm gonna be, jumping in the water on Saturday and Sunday. It's gonna be awesome. And again, actually, come to think of it, 2 weeks from, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning at the time of this video. Quite literally, like 2 weeks from right now, from this very moment, I should either be in an airplane or I would have landed in what I believe is Detroit, because that's our first stop before we get to Colorado. So, yeah. I guess right now, unfortunately, I'm sorry, it probably sounds like a broken record at this point, but I swear after 4th of July, everything just doesn't seem very eventful anymore. This doesn't seem so like nothing happens. Unless it's like a festival or some kind of event or a birthday party. Like nothing big happens between 4th of July and Labor Day. And I hated Labor Day because school would happen right afterwards. Oh gosh. I mean, you know what, that actually does remind me. Growing up, I hated the month of August because that would mean September is next and therefore school is right around the corner. But when I started going to college, I mean, I had to be back to school like well deep in, I had already started school before September even started. I mean, the year ended early in May, but the year started earlier in August. So wouldn't that technically mean I hate the month of July? It never really occurred to me. I mean, I guess in a way, maybe. I guess by that point, I mean, all I just had to do was like 4 years of college. The end was not. I just had to wait 4 very long and arduous years to get to it. Someday I'll probably talk about my college days in earnest, because it's not that college is hard for me to talk about per se. I don't really have the greatest memories of college, save for a few really, like, college for me was one of those things where, like, honestly, on the whole, my experience, while better than high school, still wasn't very great. But when it was great, man, was it great. Like, it's like, what's a good example? Like, you gotta trudge through a lot of mud just to get to, like, that one tiny pat. No, it's like scourging around, or like, actually not swimming. You wouldn't swim in the ocean. Basically, it's like there's like all of like the bad stuff is like a giant ocean. Like the really truly great stuff is like that one island or patch of dry land that you just happen to find. I gotta say though, this is fun. I mean, yeah, it didn't really seem like I accomplished much in this video, but honestly, I like it when there's like not much to talk about. Sometimes, I mean, I do panic a little bit, like I have nothing to say. Oh no, but I mean, I did have a lot to say in this video. Technically, I'm still talking now, but I have a rather busy day ahead of me, and so I should probably get things started. I hope you like this video. Like, subscribe, YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm your home this video. For all you guys watching, enjoy video. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, video, take care and make good choices. 6 on 7 all day, baby.